Okay, well, I was gonna do this from my computer, but it it wasn't working. So I guess we just inconvenient. I think a lot of you were really um paying attention to this. But what to talk about at this point, and since I'm trying using my phone, I can't like look at anything to remind me of things to talk about that I forgot to talk about in previous episodes. We're just gonna wait for like a half an hour, maybe longer, depending on if people join in on the fun. Yeah. So sorry. This is gonna be a very, I don't have a topic, so it's gonna be a very random video. Also, we're sitting on my bed because my phone is currently charging. And I also can't do it sideways, which was a little annoying. Like, why can't I live stream? That doesn't make any sense to me. But what random general questions, such as how old I am in the comments before. I'm currently enough to, but I just haven't. I don't have a huge desire to. That. Um, I guess my brother on a few of my Nordrance videos, so you all know I have at least one older brother. I have one other older brother along with him who's married with one child and another on every minute of it. All and even just hanging out at her house, I was just like, "Oof. Yeah, I'm glad I'm in the middle of the pack, not the oldest." Um, I do still live with my parents. That may or may not change in the next year, I guess, or so. My dad is a handyman of sorts, so he's a little bit of a jack of all trades when it comes in. We'll see. By the end of the summer, you might get a video tour of my house or something. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, I live in my parents' basement. If that, yeah, not an entirely strange thing nowadays. Um, I did not go to college. Didn't really have a desire to, didn't really have anything that I wanted to go for, so yeah, I just didn't. And here we are. And I'm working I'm going into almost 4 years of working full-time at a daycare with one-year-olds. It's the daycare. I voluntarily do this job every day for 8 hours a day. And as frustrating as it gets, I keep going back to it and I still love it. So, yeah, I'm just crazy. I know it. I'm just crazy. Um, People hopping in and like people showing up and asking questions would be very convenient because I'm kind of running out of general questions. I might just start randomly singing, which, yeah, it's a little strange because I don't often do covers with my face showing. So it's a little weird being able to see myself when I'm singing. I also, because of doing it on my phone, it's just a hassle to get backing music going. This was just very inconvenient and ill planned out, guys. Sorry. But yeah, I, g- I guess that's just a lot of said the general information about me. Um, if you watch my Doom Part 2 video, you know I have a boyfriend, and you got a bit of a look into what being in a relationship with him is like. It's interesting sometimes. That's all right. I'm almost 2 years. I'm still with him, so. Yeah, I think that's the general information. I think that's all I got. Um, I'm trying to think, are there any honorable mentions that I have not made Nerd Rants videos on? I I don't think so. I tend to make videos on most of the things I watch, so there's not a whole lot of things I guess we can go with what I'm currently watching. I'm currently watching Fate, which is another anime. I finished season 1, got through the first episode of season 2, and I'm very much enjoying it. There are definitely some awkward moments in it, like one of the characters gets injured and it's magic. It's all magic. So they need to use magic to heal her, and the lead up to them healing her and just the scene and the way they have to do it is a little strange and kind of awkward. And it's like that's just uncomfortable. Why do they have to do it that way? But overall I enjoyed it and it's very fun. And there will be a video coming out on that when I eventually finish it. I think it's like 4 or 5 seasons and then there's 2 specials thrown in there. So yeah, we'll get there eventually. Um But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. It's an interesting little world that they built up with like the masters and servants and stuff, and the magic system is interesting. Um yeah, I people keep joining and then dropping out. Like I know you're joining in the middle of a conversation, so you have no idea what I'm talking about, but like come on. Um, it's not is it because no one else is watching? I get it. It's funny how I know I probably didn't necessarily pick the most convenient time. It's just the time that works for me. So I guess you'll all just watch this after the fact, which makes the Q&A part difficult. Um mm, yeah, that's pretty much all I'm watching at this point. I'm also watching Mob Psycho with my boyfriend, and that's also very fun. And there'll be a video coming out that when we finish it. We just finished season 2. I honestly don't know how many seasons there are, but we're getting there. It'll be fun. There will be a video about that because it's a lot of fun and I love it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm watching at the moment. But yeah, I'm bad at coming up with topics to talk about, which is why I'm trying to rely on people watching, but I got one person. I I don't know if there's any questions that you'd have that you would want to know because I ran out of my general questions. Um, I don't know what else people would want to know. Legitimately, I lost them because I didn't have anything interesting to say. I guess no one has questions for me. Do you all just know me so well or you don't care to know me? I guess. I guess. Um yeah, these are a lot better when I have like an actual direction to go, but I don't, and so therefore we're just blabbering, and I'm sorry. I feel so awkward singing. I mean, it's Wednesday, so I should technically sing. I mean, I don't know. Anyone got suggestions? I know I have a list of songs that I need to use for like AMV stuff and to cover, but I don't know if anyone has suggestions. Suggestions are always appreciated. Because even though I have a list of songs for stuff, it's all depend on whether I have the motivation slash inspiration to do those things. Yeah, I don't know. I, yeah, I really am bad at instigating topics to talk about. Um, I guess I don't know why I'm so awkward about singing when my face is showing. Don't ask me why. I'm just strange that way. Which makes no sense because I help my dad out with his ministry where he goes to a bunch of different churches and leads worship for them, or he goes to like youth camps and stuff. And like I go all over the place and I sing in front of people fine in those situations. I don't know why I'm being weird about it now. I don't know. I don't understand. My brain is strange sometimes. I've offhandedly mentioned it in other videos, but I'm pretty sure I have ADHD. I'm pretty sure. The more stuff I find about it, the more I'm like, that's relatable. Do I have that? So I'm pretty sure. I'm like 90% sure at this point that I have ADHD. I will probably never get officially diagnosed because whatever, I've lived with it this long, I can figure out how to live with it the rest of my life. But yeah, that's what I deal with on a daily basis, and it makes the most mundane tasks, and yet the most necessary, so flippin' hard. Like, it's so hard to remember to just do one single little thing that is actually very like, currently, there is a paper that I need to sign for investment stuff, and I just, like, can't do it. It's been sitting there, and I keep forgetting to do it, and it's very annoying. But yeah, it's so annoying. Okay. Okay. I should sing a song or something. It's probably what people are here for. I don't know what to sing, though. I can always just re-sing one of my epic songs or something, or re-sing one that I know by heart because I don't have any music to go along with it. It's going to be a cappella, which means it's not gonna be the greatest. Um, I don't know. Suggestions are always appreciated, but we could start off with what can we start off with? What's a simple one I could start? Um, dang. I could start with Just a Man, I guess. I go for it. I just need to go for it. Okay. I'm stalling. I can just not look at the camera and just go for it. I don't know why I'm being weird about this. I sing covers every other week or something. I'm being weird. Okay. Again, sorry, no music because it's just a chore to go over there and get it. But yeah, here we go. We're just gonna pray I land on the right key here. And hope I remember all the lyrics. I'm pretty sure I haven't memorized at this point, but we'll see. Okay. Stop stalling. I look into your eyes and I think back to the son of mine. You're as old as he was when I left for war. Will these actions haunt my days? Every man I've slain is the price I pay, endless pain. Close your eyes and spare yourself the view. How could I hurt you? I'm just a man who's fighting for his life. Dang it. There it went. Okay. Oh, now I got it. I got it. Okay. I skipped one of the lines here. I'm just a man who's trying to go home. Even after all the years away from what I've known, I'm just a man who's fighting for his life. Deep down, I would trade the world to see my son and wife. I'm just a man. But when does a ripple become a tidal wave? When does a candle become a blaze? When does a man become a monster? I skipped the first one. I know I wasn't gonna remember all the lyrics. We're just gonna stop. I, I don't have all the background vocals anyway, so which is a little disappointing, even though my harmonies on my official cover are they're not quite timed right, which I think is the problem. They're like a half second slow, which is a little annoying. But I did pretty well. Like I'm surprised my voice got that low. um I guess I don't know. What else could I sing? Hello. Yeah. I'm just answering general questions and singing random covers a cappella style because trying to figure out how to get thank you. Trying to figure out the sound right now with is a little just is too much effort. um yeah, I don't know. Suggestions? Questions? I don't know. I'm really just winging it at this point. I know several epic songs by heart, so I could just keep singing epic songs, but I don't know. Um, I know No Longer You pretty well, sort of. Though I think I knew Just a Man down pat, so I'd probably mess up these lyrics too. You can totally request something, yes, please. I'm drawing a blank. I can't promise I will know it. Be I could finagle my computer over here though. I might finagle my computer over here so that I can potentially look up words if I need to. Ugh. But it's also offline because what is Wi-Fi at my house? Seriously. So that might not work. Just gonna set that down a minute. Come on, recognize the fingerprint. Hey, it's working. It's probably not gonna have internet though. Ooh, do I have internet? Probably not. I do not know that one off the top of my head, but we can try looking it up. Uh, sure. That is not. Let's see. Turn. It's probably gonna tell me I don't have Wi-Fi. The joys of living in the country is that we cannot get Wi-Fi to save our lives out here, which just makes things horribly inconvenient for everything involving YouTube videos. So yeah, unfortunately, I do not have Wi-Fi to look that up right now. I live in the United States, though I did I did make the mistake of taking a geography class in my senior year of high school, so now I really just want to travel which is not great when I, like, don't have money to do that. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's I'm really bad at conversation. The um, yeah, I don't know. I answered some general questions at the beginning of this, but problem I mean, no one joined in the first 10 minutes, so everyone missed those questions. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't have a lot of songs. Actually, I have too many songs memorized. That's probably the problem. I mix up lyrics because I'm trying to remember which lyrics go with what. Um, I could sing just about any Disney song for the most part. Or I love singing epic songs, but they're not as fun without the ability to add the backing vocals. So it's less interesting that way. Yeah, I don't know. It's yeah, I don't know. I guess the YouTube algorithm just doesn't give me the attention, I guess. Uh, well, I love that when I'm trying to think of things that I could sing, my brain decides, no, you're not gonna be able to think of any of those. Um, ugh, just a lovely little problem to have. Mm. My favorite song. Favorites are weird for me. I have, like my brain goes I I go, like, in genres, like, favorite books, that's just impossible, don't never ask me that question. I'm a bookworm, and I love books so much, I can't pick a favorite, but, like, with movies, I have, like, favorites in different genres, and I can't pick an all-time favorite. It's kind of similar with songs, or the ones that are my favorite, I don't actually know the words to. I just I might choose one at random here, and then pray to get all the lyrics right. Um We okay, randomly picking, we can just do Part of Your World from, Little Mermaid, I guess. I know that one pretty well. Now I'm gonna blank on how it starts, aren't I? Dang it. My brain is so helpful. Um, dang it. That's really dumb that I can't think of the first line now. Oh, man, that's stupid. So much for that idea, I guess. Um, it's another random Disney song that I know by heart. I went to the unknown pretty well, I guess. Okay. I guess we can go into the unknown. I can at least remember the first line of that one. Oof. probably gonna hear me upstairs. My mom and my grandparents are probably gonna hear me upstairs, but okay. I can hear you, but I won't. Some look for trouble, while others don't. There's 1,000 reasons I should go about my day and ignore your whispers, which I wish would go away. Oh, oh, you're not a voice. You're just a ringing in my ear, and if I heard you, which I don't, I'm spoken for, I fear. Everyone I've ever loved is here within these walls. I'm sorry, secret siren, but I'm blocking out your calls. I've had my adventure, I don't need something new. I'm afraid of what I'm risking if I follow you into the unknown. Into the unknown, into the unknown. It's a really weird a cappella. You're not a voice, you're just a ring. Nope, that's the set. There we go. What do you want? 'Cause you've been keeping me awake. Are you here to distract me so I make a big mistake? Or are you someone out there who's a little bit like me? Who knows deep down I'm not where I'm meant to be? Every day's a little harder as I feel my powers grow. Don't you know there's part of me that longs to go into the unknown, into the unknown, into the unknown. Where are you going? Don't leave me alone. How do I follow you into the unknown? Okay. That was a little weird without the backing vocals too. I keep picking ones that have, like, a second layer, like a second voice or character singing along with it, which is not ideal. Thanks. Um, I do watch anime, yes. I'm currently in the middle of watching Fate, and then I'm watching Mob Psycho with my boyfriend. That's what we're watching currently. I have watched Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, Death Note, as far as shows, and then a couple movies as well from Studio Ghibli. I am very much getting into anime. It is pretty good. I just started season 2. Season 1 was very interesting, like, the way that the magic system and stuff works, it's very cool. Um Yes, Attack on Titan is so good. It's so dark and so brutal, but it's so great. I actually did an hour-long rant video about it, like, a month or so ago. Yes, we just finished season 2 of Mob Psycho. I can't remember how many seasons there are. For sure 3, though. We'll find out, I guess. It's yeah, Mob Psycho is just so wholesome, but also so dark at the same time. Yes, and the different animation styles, I love that they all differ so much between the different animes, whereas, like, I feel like a lot of American animation styles are getting, like, so, like, s they're, like, so similar to each other with American animation styles, so it's just kinda boring. So it's really fun to watch anime and see all the different anime styles and animation styles, it's really cool and refreshing. I'm kinda sick of seeing the same animation styles over and over again in every single movie that America makes. Ugh. They also do pacing a whole lot better than shows nowadays, in America at least. We try and rush through so many things and yet tell absolutely nothing. That's why I watch shows from, like, early 2000s and not modern shows for the most part. I rarely watch new shows that come out. I think the newest show what's the last show I watched? I think the last show I watched that was, like, new, well, I guess technically Bad Batch, which is one of the few good shows that's come out in America in a while. But the other one that I watched, I got through the first season of the live action Avatar: The Last Airbender and went, "Nope. I don't need to see this." That's partially because it'll never live up to the original, though. Yes, they also have, like, actual characters because of the pacing, they can have actual characters in development. It's like, I can actually enjoy your character. A lot of shows in America now, it's just like, "Oh, you're just like a cardboard cutout of a person." It's kind of annoying. But, yeah, and I have not tried One Piece yet. It's so long. All I know about One Piece is it's kind of a crazy pirate thing, and it's so long, at least the manga. It's yeah, it just feels like a beast to start. Maybe someday I will get the motivation to try and tackle that one. Yeah. As far as anime movies, I guess, the l I the most recent, anime movie I watched was Princess Mononoke, which is just fantastic. I love it so much. Sheesh. Yeah, that's insane. 1,000 episodes. Yeah, I might try it though if it's got a decent story and stuff. Yeah, we'll see. It's just gonna take some motivation. Yeah. Princess Mononoke is great though. I really, really like it. It's such a fun dark fantasy movie, and it's so good. A girl raised by wolves and dude with, like, ancient, like, magic curse thing that makes him ridiculously strong, but is also killing him. It's it's so good. I made an entire video dedicated to that one too. That's the problem, though, I don't get the chance to watch it daily because I have one night where I go and I watch Mob Psycho with my boyfriend, and then I have on Wednesday nights, I watch a show or whatever with my brother, and then Thursday nights, I have been trying to start going to Bible study with my boyfriend, and so and yeah, it's just so hard, and then there's random stuff thrown in there too, like, every month on Monday, I have gaming with my brothers and some of their friends, so it's like I have 1 or 2 days usually to watch anime. Yes, I am Christian. And I think I have several videos where I get deep into my theology on that. It's yeah. Cool. You might enjoy some of my you might also enjoy some of my videos where I get into that. I don't know if you've watched The Chosen. I just did a last Saturday, I did a kind of review of the first 3 seasons of that. I did I did a fun video about, what is documentary by, like, the Daily Wire or something called What Is a Woman? That's a very fun one, and that one, I was a little worried I'd get myself flagged on YouTube, that one. But yeah, it's fun to try and bring that into what I discuss on here, or at least I try to. It's been a while since I've done a Christian cover, which is kinda sad. 'Cause I have several worship songs that I wanna cover, and then I just don't, which is really sad. I mean, I've technically not fully finished it either. There's season 4 just came out, I think, and it's not out on, like, streaming or whatever yet, so I haven't seen that one yet, but I have watched through season 3. Highly recommend, like, the end of season 3, it got me, it's my favorite scene. Yeah, that last pretty much the last scene. I don't think it's exactly the last scene, but, like, Simon, whatever, walking on water to Jesus, that whole scene, literally my favorite scene in the series so far. It was so good, it got me so bad. Oh, it was so well done too. Mm, yeah, I really enjoyed that one. That was an interesting video to do too. Because it seems so controversial among Christians. So far, no one's been, like, bashing each other in the comments, but that's one of the blessings, I guess, of having fewer viewers is I don't have a bunch of people arguing about all of the creative liberties that they take in that show in the comments. But yeah, I think that's the last no, not the last American show I finished. Yeah, I'm just I'm just waiting for season 4 to come out. I think it was supposed to be end of this month or beginning of June, but I I can't wait. It's gonna be great. Ugh, hmm. Awkward silence. I don't know. I'm so bad at conversations. Uh, what else can I talk about? I'm really bad at initiating conversations. It's a problem. Yeah. just feel sort of obligated to talk when I'm doing something like this. I don't know. I work with children, so I got lots of stories about toddlers being crazy. If anyone's interested in that, because toddlers are insane, and I don't know why I voluntarily choose to work with them. Oh yes, I do like RPG, like role play gaming with my brother. So just basically Dungeons and Dragons, but it's like an off-brand Dungeons and Dragons. Um, so yeah, like build a character, roll dice. It's fun. I play a very my character is very antisocial and like mistrusting of literally everyone. It's fun. There's lots of like math involved because you roll dice basically to see how well you do at whatever it's role playing. So like my oldest brother um kind of uh dictates the story, and then me, my other older brother, and some of their friends, we play characters in this story. And so then kind of we kind of choose where the direction of the story, and sort of um we kind of tell where the story goes a little bit, and then my oldest brother's job is kind of to control the chaos and create like monsters and whatever that we have to fight. It's very fun. And you like roll dice and stuff to figure out whatever like you choose to do, whether you attack the monster or whatever. You have to roll to see how well you're if you hit it or not, basically. It is pretty fun. Yeah. It's mostly because of the chaos that ensues when you play with a bunch of nerds. There's uh we've gotten off on like hour-long buddy trails that as like as players, not even as characters. It makes it take a while sometimes. Yeah, that's my once a month, my Monday nights. Um, yeah, I also the biggest part of my life is probably crazy toddler stories. Yes. Well, today we had one child who I don't know what her mood was. She bit 5 children today, and she bites very, very hard. To the like 2 minutes after she bit one kid, it was the marks were already bruising. It's insane, and I don't I don't understand. So that was probably the most frustrating part of the day, 'cause she just would not stop. Um, a really cute one. Okay, I'm not supposed to have favorite children, but I have a favorite child because I'm going to. I just don't treat him as my favorite. Um, it's this little boy. The best part is I'm also his favorite, so the feeling is mutual and it's the best. But anyway, so he hugs me every time I change his diaper. I told him I love him today, and he said it back. It was so cute. My heart melted. It was adorable. And I think that is the only thing that keeps me sane when I work with them. Uh, we also have a plastic kitchen by the wall that they have a tendency to literally tip on top of each other. They tip it away from the wall on top of each other. It's great. Uh, yeah. It's really fun when you make them mad, and then you make them stop doing something they don't wanna do, and so then they start crying and they're all upset, but then they come over to you and try and get a hug from you for comfort. I'm just like, "I'm the one that made you mad." Oh, I have been bit by a child, yes. It's it's so fun to get to, like, message the parents and say, "Hey, yeah, no, your child bit me." I though I do prefer they bite me than other children. Yeah, like, uh, it's insane. Half the time I, can't remember what all happened during the day because it's just so much chaos. Oh, man. I got one that's like we do sensory with them, and so we have this little, like, table bin thing that we can put sensory stuff in, and they can play with it. Um, one of my coworkers had the great idea that we should do, like, colored spaghetti for, Halloween sensory. This is, like, 2 years ago. Um, and so we did that one day, it was fine, and then they put the extra in the fridge in the kitchen. And so they're like, "Here, do you wanna use this up?" And so she took all of the noodles. This was, like, 3 Ziploc bags, like, it was gallon-sized Ziploc bags that were about a third of the way full of, like, soggy colored spaghetti noodles, and she put them directly on the table, all of them. It was so many noodles. And they were so gross. So the kids, being one-year-olds, threw them all over the floor and were running around, and it got so bad, like, their shoes were so full of spaghetti noodles that they were slipping and falling on the floor, and the spaghetti noodles were we were finding spaghetti noodles shoved in corners and stuff for, like, a month and a half after the fact. It was so bad. We were on the floor wiping up these noodles because they were squished into the hardwood floor, and I'm going, "Never again, Katie. We will never do this again." It was so bad. It was a huge mess. We had to literally take everybody's shoes off so we could wash them because they were full of spaghetti noodles. Oh, man. Yeah, we will never do sensory spaghetti noodles ever again, I think. I'm okay. I work with toddlers. I need to be okay with some mess, but not that much. That was insane. It's also fun going outside with them after it rains because there's puddles and they will find puddles, like the smallest puddle. Even if we dry off the playground and stuff, they will find puddles and sit directly in them. I'm like, now your butt is totally soaked. Oh, it's one of our girls has, like, sock shoes, so it's, like, cloth shoes, and she decided, "I have a great idea. I'm going to run through every single puddle, soak my socks, soak my shoes." She pulled her shoe off and then stepped with her sock foot directly into a puddle. Just ugh. Yeah, toddlers are something, and yet I chose this as my career. Sometimes I question it and my sanity. Like, even other people in the daycare who come into our room to cover for, like, an hour will come out of the room, and as they leave, look at us and go like, "How the heck do you do this?" I'm like, "I don't know. Half the time I don't know." Ugh. Um, I worked with the 5-year-olds for a while too. That's when I was part-time. I couldn't do full-time with them. But they say the funniest things. Like, they love baby dolls, obviously. So one of these girls is playing with baby dolls by me. She gives me one baby. I'm like, okay, take care of the baby. She gives me another one. So now both my arms are full. And she comes up with another one and says, do you want another baby? I said, no, my arms are full. And she says, okay, I'll throw it back out on the street. And then proceeded to throw it on the ground. I was like, oh my goodness. What? Ugh. My toddlers also like to put baby dolls, like, in the play kitchen oven and the freezer. It's slightly concerning. They don't put the play food in the oven. They won't put the play food in the oven, just the baby dolls. Ugh, yeah, toddlers are weird. They're also really, really adorable. Like, when some of them are now old enough that they can sing along with, like, "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star" and stuff. Oh, it's so cute. I can't do it. They start singing and my heart just melts. Oh, I don't care if you're one of the trouble children, that's adorable. Ugh. And then that same kid will go around and then start sitting on other kids, and I'm just like, "Ugh, this is why God made you cute." Ugh. Yeah, even my nephew now, he's almost 2, and he started doing, like, you goes up to do something he knows he's not supposed to do, and we're like, "Brady, you can't do that," and he'll look directly at us, like, we have a dog, and so he likes to play in the water bowl or, like, dump his food bowl, and we're like, "Brady, no," and he'll look directly at us and tip the bowl over. I'm just like, "Brady!" Ugh, they call it terrible twos for a reason, I guess. Oh my gosh. We have changed their diapers right after nap time at work, and we had one child who was such a heavy sleeper, like, he would sleep through almost anything. It took a lot to wake him up. And so he's sleeping and his little cot is pushed up against the changing tables, the back of them. And so we're changing one kid's diaper. I'm changing his diaper, so I got the diaper off and I go down to grab his new diaper and and I look back at him and he's peeing over the side of the changing table onto the kid's feet. The one that's onto the feet of the kid that's sleeping below him. And it's just peeing onto his feet. And the kid didn't wake up. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And we took off his blanket and we took off his shoes and the kid did not move. I'm just like, oh my gosh. He just pees directly onto this kid's feet. Oh, I think that's the first and only time that's ever happened where I've had a kid start peeing while I was changing their diaper. I'm just like, I guess if you're gonna do it, you might as well go for distance. Oh, man. Oh my gosh, my boss also she comes in a little later than the openers because I go in with the openers at 6:30. It's a fun time. But so she came in at, like, 8 o'clock in the morning, and the two-year-olds I was in their room for whatever reason that day morning, and one of the kids was sick. And so we said, "Hey, Kayla, come look at this kid." And so she kneels down and says, "Hey, how you feeling?" And this kid throws up all over her, and she had just gotten into work. And so she just, like, stood up and went, "Okay, I'm gonna go home and shower. I'll be back." Oh, man. Ugh. I thankfully have not been thrown up on. Oh, wait, actually, technically, not exactly true. My feet were thrown up on one time because this girl threw up in her little laundry basket because they sit in a laundry basket while we do our letters and shapes and stuff. So she threw up in her basket, and so I pick her up to go clean her up by the sink, and we get behind the sink, and she projectile vomits onto the floor and my feet again. And then I clean her up and put her back in a new basket that's clean so I can finish cleaning up myself and whatever else, and she throws up again. Needless to say, that child went home, but I think that's the only time I've technically been thrown up on. Thankfully. There are a lot worse places to be thrown up on. Yeah. I have changed a whole lot. I don't think I can hear any more toddler stories. Yeah, toddlers are pretty gross sometimes. I guess the part of the one of the things that qualifies me for this is I don't get grossed out by, like, poop and throw up very easily, so that's a good thing. 'Cause I deal with it a lot. I don't know. Any other stories you wanna hear that aren't toddler related? Um, Work is mostly my life. I guess the, other thing that gets that I can get stories out of is my boyfriend. He's a he's an interesting fellow. He, he went to college his freshman year. He's a year younger than me. He went to college his freshman year, like 4 hours away from me, and so we did a lot of yes. We did a lot of, like, FaceTime and stuff. So he'd be talking to me, and he does it in, like, in a classrooms or whatever else, and he just starts doodling on the whiteboard, and one of the times one of the times he just he actually didn't let me see this one until he had finished it. But so he's standing off screen just doodling on the whiteboard, and he finally brings the computer over, and he had just drawn, like, a flying castle being pulled by a bunch of sea turtles. The things his brain comes up with, I don't understand half the time. Or he would just ask me to, like, if I was gonna design a kitchen, what would it be like? I'm like, "Dude, I this is at, like, 9:30 at night." I'm like, "Dude, I don't wanna design a kitchen at 9:30. I'm going to bed in half an hour." Ugh. He also likes to try and initiate rock, paper, scissors with complete strangers from, like, across the room. He he literally just, like, goes like this and stares at someone until they notice what he's trying to do. Like, we're standing in the line at Walmart, just turns around and challenges the dude to rock, paper, scissors. We volunteered at a Lauren at we volunteered at, the Lauren Daigle concert in our town on Saturday, and we were, like, passing out pamphlets or whatever so people could sponsor children in different countries, and we had a really small section, and there weren't a lot of people that wanted it, and so he was just looking at people around, through the crowd, this crowd of, like, hundreds of thousands of people, and just, like, challenging them to rock, paper, scissors, and I'm just, like, walking up and down the stairs offering people these little, packets, sort of pretending that I'm not associated with him. That's just been in, like, the last 6 months. That's just been the last 6 months thing. He's just challenged literally everyone he sees to rock, paper, scissors. It's like, "Buddy, why? Why?" Ugh. Sometimes I can't even help when because he also helps out with my dad, because my dad has this nonprofit ministry where he, like, helps lead worship at different churches and youth camps and stuff, and so I help him a lot, and now my boyfriend helps him and is kind of like an assistant worship leader of sorts. Um, so yeah, my dad'll, like, get a response from him and go, "What does this mean?" And I look at it, and sometimes I'm just like, "I don't know. We've been together 2 years. I don't know what he's trying to say. Here's my best guess." 'Cause he's very vague and, like, one-word answers. I'm just like, "Dude, can you be clear?" Just like, ugh. Communicates with me fairly well, but, like, other people? Ugh. Yeah. It's okay, he's great at giving hugs. He makes up for it, the the strange way he communicates. Ugh. Oh, there's another person. It only says there's one person, so maybe they just sent a thing and then peaced out. Hey! There's more people out there. At this point, we're just sharing random stories. I was like, what do you want to know at this point? That's kind of where this stream has gone. If you have a random song request, I could try and sing, but otherwise, we've just been talking about anime and toddlers and my boyfriend. That's the gist of what this has been. Oh, literally? Okay, it wasn't our official date. Still on the strand of my boyfriend, but this was not our official date. This was when he asked me to his senior prom. Um, he wanted to take me kayaking on a very windy day, so it wasn't the greatest idea anyway. But we had horrible communication and ended up being in, like, 2 different places. So I was, like, where we were going to kayak, and he was, like, over by his house yet, and we had just, like, not communicated well. And so I was sitting there for 10 minutes, and he finally called me and said, "Hey, where are you at?" I'm just like, "Here?" And he's like, "That's not where we're supposed to be." We've come a long way in our communication since then, but, like, the first time we saw each other after you know, years. We Thank you for the sub, Grace and Faith. Is like a two-person account or whatever, but thanks for that. Yeah, can already tell. Communication's just not gonna be our strong suit, I don't think. Probably gonna be the biggest issue in marriage. Yeah, those are probably the main stories about my boyfriend. I don't Anything else you guys wanna know about? I I'm drawing a blank for topics to talk about because the toddlers and my boyfriend are pretty much my life right now. So, yeah, I don't know. What do you wanna know? Lag? Is that an acronym, or are we asking if there's lag? I don't know. Hmm. Well, been doing this for an hour and 10 minutes, so I think we're gonna end it there. Oh, you lagged out. Well, that's alright. I was thinking about wrapping up anyway. I'm gonna go watch a movie with my brother, which will probably be my Saturday video. Um, Probably. Yeah, I gotta get some supper and then go watch a movie with my older brother, and yeah, thank you, and have a good rest of your night, guys. I will see you in the next video.